Was that not something?
I'll write it down.
Okay. Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
We found time!
Jesus Christ. I have to go.
We did it!
To go change,
we did it!
Change my underwear.
We did it! Good morning! Good morning!
Hi, Nate.
Look at us showing up on time.
We're on time. Right on time. Let's get right down to business. Today's subscriber only chat, guys. So if you're a subscriber, you can take the stand, ask questions. If not, please stay and listen. Our conversation is very interesting. Very good.
Good morning, good morning.
And we're going to be talking about everything about the soul journey. The spiritual journey, the soul journey. Curly girls. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's because it's finally humid.
I was going to say
not humid enough.
There's no humid.
Yeah, no humidity, so it stays. So now we curly
No
again.
humid. There's no humid.
There's no humid. It's no humid.
Wow, this is what today's going to be like.
Yeah. Oh, well, good morning. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's just get
How is
prepared.
everyone doing today?
Hey, Gina. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
So today's subscriber-only chat. So our subscribers, you can hop in and we can ask questions. Tell us what you want to talk about, what you want to know more about. And then everybody else, please hang out, listen to the conversation. Got some good things coming your way. And okay today, just okay.
Just okay.
Just okay.
Just okay.
Hi, Nancy.
What's going on, AJ?
What's
crack-a-lacking?
What's going on?
Tell the surgeons.
Tell mamas. Tell mamas.
Yeah.
Good day.
Hi,
Good day, Nancy. How are you? Well, I actually feel great. I feel great, actually.
Were you trying to downplay yourself or something? Don't downplay that show and be like...
Like, I feel amazing today. Oh, we're doing well. We're doing really well today.
That's we are.
We have growth and realizations all the time. And I think this weekend was like a big release, and then now is very, it feels like the rain has cleared and we're just kind of like coasting through life. So, yeah. My daughter got sick the other day, high fever, and I asked Raphael to heal her and it was gone. Girl, that is amazing. That is
awesome.
amazing. Wow, I love that so much. The next day, wow, good.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Gina, did you download the PDF file in our link about the assistance of the archangels and what
What they all do.
Yeah. Well, it's not all of them. It's some of the most common archangels is what I put on there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great well, she obviously knew to call on Raphael. So.
Yeah, I know. That's really good.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if you have not checked that out, if any of you have not checked that out, go pull that up. Mm-hmm. Use it. It is so good.
Yeah, meant to, but hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Well, if you already have an idea, it's like a good place to start.
Oh, I just thought too. I meant to mention this the other day, and I forgot. But I pinned all of our skits at the top of our page. So if you were, when we were talking about that the other day, if you're interested in that,
people who were like hadn't seen like our funny videos, those are on there now.
Early on days.
Oh, geez. We want to not start making them again. We do it every once in a while, but we love doing that.
We should repost one of those.
So we should. Sorry, I need to fluff up my curls. Ideally, like, what we want to be doing is preaching and teaching and making funny videos.
Good morning, Amanda.
That's what's fun, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, but what was I going to say? We were, I wanted to say something about the healing. So, how you were saying that your daughter, like, healed in a day after you asked. Love the funny videos. It's like, they crack us up. As we're shifting more and more into the 5D, we are able to manifest more and more rapidly. And it really comes from like the power of belief. And it's like, if you in that moment, you felt the need to like call out to Raphael, and you felt like you knew, you're like, I know you're going to handle it. You know, I mean, there are sometimes when people need to be sick, there's like downtime that needs to happen, but it's like, so a lot of times like you intuitively know this time I need to call on him and it's gonna heal up quick. And you did it. You followed that. And that like belief in itself like puts the power behind the manifestation, you know? So, cause we can manifest and create all day, but if we don't fully believe it, then it's a lot harder for it to like happen. And then the things that we do believe tend to like happen instead. Yes, she will not take medicine, so I went a different route. Aw, and right, she probably knew on a soul level. She's like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this bullshit. Mm-hmm. That's hilarious. Oh, like I don't know. I think it's just so beautiful, but it's so cool when that stuff works out.
I need to call on St. Anthony because my son lost his school computer.
He still hasn't found it?
Nope.
Now, he manifests the opposite way. He's very much like, my computer disappeared. This disappeared. This, it's always like something happened to him. And he is a powerful manifester. And
he's a super powerful manifester.
Yeah, very quickly manifests the things that he does not want. Mm-hmm. Which is a learning curve. It's a learning curve. Yeah. I didn't believe in or love myself. Do you now, Asia? It's like then you create more of that, right? But we really are...
I just want to make sure I didn't miss
we really are manifesting super rapidly. We went to the playground yesterday. Baby steps. It takes time.
It does take time.
Yeah.
It does take time.
The drive to want that is the first step.
Yeah.
Because most people don't even know that that's a possibility, or know that they don't love themselves.
I'm just going to add this in real quick because I know you wanted to finish yours, but I always tell everyone, you have to look at, we are so used to like instant gratification and also believing that if we just say, like if we really believe and we want it and we work hard, then it should just disappear, right? If we heal it, it's just going to disappear. But if you look at everything that is of creation, nothing works in that manner. Nothing. Everything is a beautiful, divine, intricate process. And so we are no different. Our healing is no different. Yes, we can have simultaneous like healings or like did I say that wrong?
What?
No, it was similar.
I was like, I made her so self-conscious about this.
She did.
You always say simultaneous, and I'm like, it's simultaneous.
Simultaneous.
It's really cute how you say it. I'm sorry, I messed it up for you. Sorry. I just want you to know what you're saying. You make up words. And
anyways, it's okay, babe. It's okay. We just remember that everything takes time and it's a process, you know? So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yesterday I manifested a basketball at the playground. We went to the playground with our youngest, and I was like, man, we should have brought a basketball with us. And I was like, I'll find one. And it's so crazy how
you said, I need a basketball, thanks.
Did I?
Yeah. When we were on the swing.
Crazy. So that is so believable to me because people leave basketballs around this playground all the time. So it's really believable. And so I'm like, I put it out there like, okay, I need a basketball. And the next thing you know, I look over and there's a basketball like against the school wall.
Good morning, Jamie.
Like, good morning. And I'm like, thanks, guys. I'm like, thanks. As if that reminds me. Should I do that in the podcast this week? My Harriet Tubman story and like the power of like belief and all that stuff. Think I should do that? I've been wanting to do that. All right. Podcast this week is going to be about instant manifestation. Okay. And the power of believing in it.
Good morning, Kim. Good morning.
That's like one of my favorite
beautiful
stories.
Beings in this room.
Good morning, loves. Hello, welcome.
Martin's here.
Hi,
Martin. I was waiting for you.
Hello.
I was waiting. I was like, where's he at?
Kim, how are you feeling? I know it's been a couple days since the class. No, like, whatever. We can check in with you on the side. But I'm just wondering how you're feeling.
There you are.
You feeling up? You feeling down? Somewhere in between? Because I just want, like, I'm curious to know after doing the class, like, if you've been feeling like more stuff has been coming up, or you just kind of like smooth sailing, like riding.
Oh, your cup blends in. It's not green.
Oh, is that why?
It's so many aha moments, they keep coming. Yeah,
that is awesome.
You open the gates, sweetheart.
Yeah.
It is go time. You're doing it. You're doing it, Peter.
Love that. That's really good.
Good morning, Erin. How was your Thanksgiving?
Good morning. Yeah, I was curious how Thanksgiving goes in Canada also.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Good. Sippy time. That's so weird how that... Look, it's like magical.
I know. I'm looking.
Do you guys do turkey and everything? Do you do normal, I'm sorry. That's so uncultured. Do you do what? Is it similar to American Thanksgiving? Is it like turkey stuffing? I know you said somebody was like, can't wait for stuffing today.
That was Erin.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. We're uncultured here in America because we believe that everything centers around us and everybody else is weird except for us. That's pretty much what we're taught.
We don't believe that.
We don't believe that. But breaking free from a lifetime of being pumped up, told you were the best. Yes, I'm in Chris's class. I realized I wasn't as healed as I thought after an essay by college friends. Oh, wow. Okay. Erin said just not a lot of football stuff. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that's understandable. No, Asia, that's not too deep at all. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So you just started the class with Chris like this week or, but that's crazy. He didn't send you over to us, did he? Did he say go? Is he like working through it with you? Because I know that he doesn't always like to dive deep into like the emotional stuff. I started Saturday. Okay, yeah.
What Chris never really like explains. At least I haven't caught it. Everything that's in his class.
Yeah, he just told us he's doing astral traveling and meditation.
Yeah. So what all does he do? What all is he offering you in his class, Asia?
We should ask him too.
Yeah.
He recommended you guys and Queen Bee. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering because I know that he's like, and when it comes to emotions, you go to them. So, yeah. Okay. Well, let us know if you need any help with anything. Like that's where we specialize. Okay. So definitely reach out. Just message us on Instagram or you can do it on TikTok. Sometimes
he's a big saucy. You can handle it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And everyone has their things, Mm-hmm. Like that may never change for him and it's okay and it's beautiful because that's just Chris,
Yeah. He does so many other things. Like you got to pick and, with your strong point. And then that's the one thing we learned. It's like, outsource. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna send you guys to Chris for the magic and the meditation and the astral traveling and like the fun magical stuff. We're sending you over there. He went into big bro mode. That's so funny. Yeah, he does that. He tends to do that. He just how to meditate and how to astral and how to keep an eye on things. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's Nancy. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. What he said too. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's why fit together. Because we have another piece of the puzzle, Queen Bee has another piece. Like it's so beautiful.
Yeah, like we could talk all day about meditation and like, the times that I've asked or traveled, but you go through those things, but there are certain things that you find like you just kind of like slowly fall into what it is you're meant to teach and do, and that's kind of where it centers. So it's crazy how that happens.
Yeah.
I had a breakthrough because I kept getting scared when I got dizzy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So there was a reason why. Wow. Okay.
And that tied back to that event.
That makes sense. That's what we do. We do a lot. This reminds me of a client we had in our coaching program who had a similar, like, I don't know exactly how yours went, but I can kind of assume, had a similar experience. And we were able to walk her through it, and it was a little scary, like, because it was something very deep that even we were a little bit nervous about. But when it comes down to it, it's like, it's energy, and it does need to be released. I realized I became a hermit because I was scared the video of the event would pop up in my room. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, wow. Good morning, Miss Haley. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm like, we have a client who has been through very similar things as you. I'm like, I wonder if that would be something that she would ever want to connect with you on, be comfortable connecting with you on. But, yeah. Wow, Asia, thank you for being vulnerable with us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, Cass.
Good morning, Cass. How are you feeling?
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Graced us with your presence.
Did you just had Thanksgiving as well, correct?
Because I'm tired. Yeah.
I plan on booking a session. Yeah. Okay.
We got you, girl.
I got you. Yeah.
We'll get you shaped up.
Mm-hmm. Let us know if you need help picking which one, like what would make sense.
Yeah.
But I think if you are ready, then we could do like a regression and pull that shit out. But we'll see. We'll see.
That's why we tell people it's like the quickest way through all this shit is to heal first. It's to heal first, because you can try all day long, like to try and add. I did that, and we teach this because this is what we did. I literally was packing myself full of information and just going and going and going.
Morning,
and
Valerie.
it just wasn't working, you know? I learned so much, but it was still surface level. I wasn't really getting where I needed to go. And it really came down to, I had to heal myself.
Same thing. Yeah.
Hello, Valerie.
Cassie said they did have Thanksgiving, but she didn't really celebrate. Yeah.
Oh.
Gotcha. Asia, manifest, Asia. If you keep putting out that energy of I'm waiting, then you're going to get more waiting. So imagine it here right now. I know we talked about this before, but it also could be divine timing. It's there's other things that have to fall into place before you're ready for the healing and all that stuff. So it's all good. It's all good. And yeah. But Cassie, we're wondering how you're feeling. If it has since the class, has it been Kim said, a lot of clarity coming through,
a lot of
aha moments. And so we were just wondering, but we can always check in with you on the side, how you're feeling. Some people feel very up afterwards. Some people feel okay, I'm processing a lot. So it's there's no right or wrong answer. We're just curious. But yeah, clarity and heaviness. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Are you having a hard time walking yourself through the heaviness?
Not when awake. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
At night, in dream state?
I just checked in with your counsel. I was what do we need to make so much bad dreams?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
What did her counsel say? It's funny. I've been having bad dreams. Not bad dreams, but anxiety dreams lately.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering how much of this is... All right, you talk. I'm going to check in real quick.
Okay. I don't know. I've been having anxiety dreams lately. So I'm not sure if that's the energy or if that's just something that... I don't know. Yeah. But that's interesting. Not when you're awake, you're processing your sleep. A lot of times when things pop out in our sleep, it's because it's kind of deeper in the psyche and it's working through itself for you, which is kind of a nice thing. But also then you wake up and you're I feel like crap.
Okay. So Archangel Raphael, okay. I called forth your counsel and Archangel Raphael popped up and he said, well, first I saw your counsel and they're going they're doing this thing where it's Hercules, they're all excited. And, I'm okay, because I want to make sure there's is there anything we can do on our end to kind of help you figure that out? And they said the dam broke. The dam broke. So, and I said, okay, is this obviously it wouldn't happen if you weren't ready for it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm is she aware of this? Does she know? Yes, she knows. And they said a lot of it is stuff that you've refused for a while to work through, and now you're having to. So what they're saying is to help kind of lessen with okay, you're, I don't know, tell me if this matches your personality, but they're saying you're a one and done kind of gal. So you're going to, that's me. Meaning what you go through when you go through things, it's just going to be intense. It's going to be intense and it's going to be quick. And that's that, right? So that's kind of where you're at. That's where, what you're going through. But a lot of this stuff is stuff that you've just shoved. And so it's all coming out. You're going to be sorting through these pieces. This is amazing though. This is amazing because this is like what it is. It's time, right? So it's like all laid out before you now.
Morning, Ray.
And now you're going to sort through and say, I'm going to keep this. I got to heal this. This isn't staying. This can't stay. I'm done with this. Like, regardless of what the feeling is. Does that make sense? They did say, try to focus a little bit more on like your emotions during the day, and then the dream state won't be as intense. That could help it from being as intense. Because they said you're trying to keep yourself busy during the day. So it's a lot of it's coming out at night when you're resting.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Oh, Asia, I was going to say thank you for the golden trumpet.
Well, thank you.
Sure do. I feel called out. Oh, wow. She's so good at that.
You're welcome, love. We love you.
It cracks me up every time. Like, the best is when she does this at, like, parties and stuff, and people sit there and they, like, act like they're like, you don't know me. They're like, and she's like, yeah, and you're just blah, 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 because you know you need to heal, and you know that you need to step up, and you need blah, 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 but you're just too afraid because such and such, and your trauma, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, one of our friends, it's always the people who are very close down. One of our good friends, she'll be like, get out of my head, and just like, well, she's like, ah. Laura, she's like, how does she know this? Like, she acts all cool and tough, and then all of a sudden she's like, how do you know this? It's hilarious. Yes, I meditated from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. I remember one thing, but it was enough. Awesome.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was going to say, I'm short on words today. I'm sorry. I think I'm in a bit of a daze today.
A daze.
But yeah, it cracks me up when she calls people out. And it's never in an egotistical way. It's always like, because you guys know, like, everybody knows what they need to do. We all get these intuitive hits. And the one thing that Andrea does is she will tell you that she'll remind you that you already know what to do, and you just have been too afraid to do it. And that's when it's like calling out, because 90% of the time, people that we work with, they're like, I already knew I should be doing that. Yes, I know.
I think the beautiful aspect of it, in my opinion, is you realize how much you're actually communicating with your counsel. You don't realize it until we do a session.
It's confirmation.
And yeah, you're like, yeah, I had all those thoughts in your head, those feelings, those aren't all you. They're not all you. A good portion of that is your counsel. When you attach emotion and your ego to that thought, that's when it becomes yours. But when it comes through and it's like, I know I should be doing this. That's your counsel. Hey, check this out. Look over here. That's your counsel, right? Those are your angels. Those are your spirit guides.
Hello, King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who Aaron said, sometimes we just need a little friendly push forward.
Yes.
Thank you for the roses.
Girl, I still need a friendly push forward at times,
Yeah.
Well, thank you, love.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Asia said, my C-section scar started burning, and I heard Divine Mother, Creator, when I asked who I am.
Ooh.
Wow, that's so beautiful. And that was during your meditation? Wow.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder that you are a creator that quickly. What?
Sophia.
Oh, the name?
No.
Where did it pop up?
She's calling me. I have not been answering her.
Creator Mother. Yeah, so speaking of that
is... So, Mother God has been calling me. Mother God's been calling me.
She keeps sending her to voicemail, and I'm like, come on.
Oh,
pretty. Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
And I'm like, I need to and it's not that I'm trying to ignore her. I'm really not trying to ignore her. I
was worried about finances, got a message. Ooh, stir it. Stir it.
That was cool.
Got a message in a license plate. ABP were the letters. So what did that stand for you? Do you mind if you want to share, Nancy? I love it when we get messages and license plates, because sometimes they're right in front of you when you're driving. You're like, you cannot make this up. I saw one. There's one down the street. This person who lives close, Lindsay ad-libs. When there's somebody down the street and their thing says, what is it? It says like Archangel, or it says, I forget what it says now, but it's like, we see it all the time. My ad-libs. What the heck am I talking about today? But yeah, I was wondering what the license plate meant to Nancy. We need a hard push. You're right. Sometimes I need to be reminded of what I'm supposed to work on. Yeah. We always like, you ask and you do receive. We just miss it a lot of times. I see infinity signs a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol, how are you feeling? How are you feeling since the class?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Oh, APB is when police radio to everyone about important things.
Oh, wow.
I was worrying about finances.
APB. Okay. That's crazy. It's like public broadcast. I don't know these things. That's amazing.
Yeah. How are you feeling, love?
Dang, Luna.
Is she getting really loud? Should we... Luna?
I didn't even notice her. We tune her out.
It takes one time for her to lose her crap. We pull her out, and now she's like...
I can take it on again.
Bet.
Yeah.
It's going to happen every day.
I actually let Soul out today. I'm going to see if I can get Soul and bring him over, because he needs to be part of the party, too. Come here,
She's saying what's up. She will just keep going and going and going.
You know what? I faced her so she could see Soul, and he's on his cage, and so she's like, hey, why is he out and I'm not?
Oh.
Just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Come here, Shoshol. Come on.
Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here.
Step up. Hold hands. Hold hands.
She's sassy. Yes, she is sassy. Carol said, I've been feeling great. Also noticed a little more confidence in doing things. Yes! That is how we do it.
Ow.
Did Soul just bite you?
Ow.
She said, let me sing the song with my people.
Jesus. I just want you to go on live so everybody can meet you too.
Okay, this is Soul. I'm amazed you got him on your...
It was a little forceful.
It was a little forceful.
This is Soul. So everybody meet Soul. He's a little more shy. It's okay.
Here, scoot like...
Nice.
Oh, he blends in,
He blends
too.
in even more than Luna did. There you go. Mm-hmm. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Here. We eat sunflower seeds and that keeps us happy. Say hi. Soul is 9 years old. We got Soul when my daughter was 4. We were not in the market for a bird, but she fell in love with this bird at the pet store, and
bird.
did not stop crying about him for like weeks. And I'm like, I know that kids get upset when they don't get their way, but this kid did not forget for like 4 weeks. And then one day she was crying, and she's like,
he's like, where's my other one?
Where did I go? Oh, sorry. You ran out of snacks. One day she was crying to me about this bird. She was like, Mom, when I saw that bird, I knew that bird a long time ago. And when I saw it at the store, I remembered it. And I was like, shit, you have past lives together? I'm like, man. So we went back. We made her raise money. She was 4 years old. We had her panhandling on the street. She was making bracelets and selling them. This bird was $400. Again, we were not in the market for a bird, but I love birds. So
these birds are now $1,600.
Yeah, they're really expensive now. And so we ended up with a bird. Yeah, can't argue with that, right? I'm like, you have past lives together. I can't say no to this. And I'm like telling my then husband, I'm like, they have history together. They have past lives together. We can't say no. He's meant to be with our family. And lo and behold, here we are.
Hi, handsome.
And then because of our bird, Andrea...
Wave. Can you wave?
Do the tricks. He's like, you don't have any treats.
I know. Wave.
We'll get him to do some
tricks. This bird is like Scarface, I'm telling you. He's a little gangster bird.
Uh-huh. But he's a little wiener at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to you. Here, we'll do tricks. You want to do tricks? We'll do tricks
Lord.
for the people?
Okay.
All right, this is totally off topic from the spirituality, whatever, but... All right, spin. Spin around. Spin. Can you spin? Spin. I know, it's not the best, like, setup. Emotional support bird. I wish you didn't disappear into the background.
I know.
I'll get him on my finger at some point. Come down here. You're going to come down here if you want more. So anyway, yeah, that's how, sometimes that's how things work.
Wave. Do wave.
I know, you can't see.
Oh.
Oh, flower crown! Thanks, Chris.
You finally got one.
Yay! Flower crowns are my favorite.
I want to see if I
used to wear those in past lives.
Will that make a difference?
You scaring a birdie.
Nope.
All right, look at the people and you're going to wave. Ready? All right, guys, I'm going to get real close. Nope, this is not happening. Come on. Can we take off the background, like, temporarily, or can you not do it unless you, like...
I have no idea how. Well,
I don't know. Mirror your video. That's all right. Idea. Go. Show up. There you go. All right, wave. 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 Oh, come on, screen. Wave. 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 Come on, wave. I'll film and send it to you guys. Forget it. Forget it.
He's like, just give me the damn seat.
Oh, goodbye.
Did he?
Yeah, he's like, screw this. Screw you guys. Screw you guys.
He ain't happy if he flew back to
He doesn't fly. He's not. He's like, no thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to get him.
Yeah. So anyway, give him a snacks woman.
Yes. Yeah, that is soul for sure.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, now you've met both. I said I'm out. He's like, I am not an entertainer. He went right back in his cage.
She taught him how to do a lot of things. Like, he'll roll over.
He won't do it as much anymore.
He's older.
Old. He's not that old, but he's old. He's like,
he's older.
He's crotchety. He's like, I'm done. But anyway, because this bird came with the name Sol, S-O-L, and that was another factor. I'm like, Sol like the sun, but also it sounds like soul like S-O-U-L. And it was just like too perfect. So then when Andrea and I met, and it was the first time that she came to visit my house with her kids fell in love with Sol, and her son specifically was determined to get the same bird, and went and started saving money.
This was my master manifester.
Yeah. And lo and behold, they ended up with Luna, who you named Luna, but it wasn't because the two of them, that was the name you picked, right? Mm-hmm. And then now we live together, and we have these two birds, and we have Luna and Sol, sun and moon. So it came together perfectly. They don't like each other, but other than that, it's a really beautiful story. But anyway, sorry, I keep messing with my hair today because I feel like it's not how I want it to be.
Anybody else having like a wonky day?
Yeah, right? I feel like that. I felt like I want to do something fun with you guys. We have our subscribers on. I know, guys, next week is the subscriber chat with the where we're going to do Ask the Angels. But what can we do now, like in the meantime? Let's I want to play a game or something. Like, let's do something crazy and awesome. Yeah, right?
What can we play?
We could do some trivia. We could do some I just keep wanting to do trivia or like Quizzo. Like a Quizzo game. And like, we could give away a prize for like whoever wins or gets it right or something. We could give away a prize. Like, what do you want to do? Let's think. Like Starseed questions?
I don't know. See, I'm the one that's like, well, we need to have all that planned. We need to have questions. We need to... She's like, no, let's wing this.
Let's wing it. That's my Lexus I'm manifesting. One of these. Current manifestation. Jamie, I feel good, but my stomach has been a bit off. Digestion, which is not normal for me at all.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Jamie, did you get your reading from Andrea? Your winner chicken dinner reading? And then it was... Toodaloo, but I don't think she's on today.
Good.
She was impressed by who you roll with. She was really impressed by what archangels you roll with. Just saying.
Yeah, I was like, look, she's got Ezekiel and Emmanuel.
Big deal.
You don't usually see them with. I don't get them a lot at all.
Yeah.
In people's roll calls.
Yeah. If you haven't downloaded the freebie in our what's it called, Linktree, in our profile, definitely do that so that you can check in like what they do and what they're good for, what you can call them in for.
So, where in your stomach are you? I know you said digestion. So, is it your like upper stomach, lower region, up higher? Yes, I know. Lower. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that. So, do you care if I share that part, Jamie, about
her cat's name is Willow. That's mind blown. Really? Like your cat now that is like living in...
Did you resonate with the cat?
Wait, was there something about a cat?
There were 2 souls. There was 3 souls that stepped forward, and yeah, one of them was an animal, and it was cloaking itself. And I was like, come on, buddy, like trying to get it to come out because I could see its size, right? But it was cloaking itself, so I couldn't tell what it was. So I started to feel, I like pulled the energy out from the animal, and I put it in mine, and I just got this like. It was like rubbing up, and I was like, this has to be a feline. She's my first cat. Yeah. And I was like, I'm not, because I can't see it, I'm not going to like absolutely affirm that this is a cat, because my German Shepherd would rub up on us like a cat.
Yeah.
And that's what I told Jamie. I was like, if my German Shepherd could have purred, she would have. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I saw as a cat. Cool. That's so cool.
Is it okay to explain that, like, to everybody, like that, so everybody is in the loop?
What do you mean? I just did.
Like you said in the thing, like...
So...
Well, you told me, you said somebody came through and their name, like, as part... Thank you, Jamie. So, Jamie won the Spirit Council roll call with Andrea, and as part of the subscriber raffle. And so Andrea tells you, like, okay, these are the beings that you roll around with. These are, like, in your council, you have these archangels are prominent, and these ascended masters or whoever pops up. And one of them called themselves Willow.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, so I asked if there were any ascended masters that were present with Jamie, and there's 2 that stepped forward. And the first one that stepped forward was came across as a female and said, I am Ascended Master Willow. And I'm like, hi. I was like,
I never met you before.
Like, haven't seen you around these parts before. I'm like, I haven't heard of you before, right? And so one of the things that I'm working on, I've come so far in this, but I still have things that I'm dealing with that I'm working on, and that for me is trust. Like, not like I'm like, it kind of takes a lot for me to trust people, places, situations,
especially new.
Yeah.
Beings
so
that pop in.
I was
beings.
very, very nice and polite to her. I was like, well, thank you. It's nice to meet you. And then I popped off real quick. I'm like, yo, Raphael. And I was like, called him in. And I was like, oh, who is this? She's claiming to be an ascended master. I've never met her before. I don't like, is she real? Is she really real? And he was like, yes, beloved. Yes. And I was like, well, how come I haven't seen her before? Like, and he just gives me that look, and I'm like, all right, fine. So, I hopped off after looking all of that.
Hi,
and
Jackie. Good morning.
Doing,
thank you.
The rest of Jamie's roll call, and I got off real quick, and I started researching Ascended Master Willow, and I couldn't find anything. And I'm like, oh, this is so frustrating, because I am a woman of context. Therefore, I want to give context. Okay? And so the fact that I couldn't give Jamie anything other than this is Ascended Master Willow was kind of like, that was hard for me.
Because there are a lot of times that you come through with random beings and we look them up and we're like, oh shit, that's a real person. Like, that's a real being. That's an ET. That's what was it? The one time the Ashtar commander guy, like the commander of Ashtar, it's like a ship that flies around.
Ashar.
Yeah. And we looked it up, and it's like real guy, like Kumara or somebody.
We work with Ashar a lot.
Yeah.
Now, but yeah, when he first showed up, we were like.
But we look it up, and they're like legit beings. So like she's looking up Willow and not getting anybody, and I'm like, maybe this is like it's like grandmother Willow is good.
But what's funny is. Yeah, that is crazy. No,
I was saying, like, your cat's name is Willow. Is your cat like the ascended master in, like, it reminds me of Harry Potter, like Professor McGonagall.
Well,
is your cat connected to this being?
Yeah,
the being is your cat. Like, I'm not really sure if they're cat beings.
I told
That's
Jamie,
what I was thinking.
I was like, you will know better than I will.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's what and we don't understand how all this works all the time.
No, but what's crazy is the other Ascended Master that is with Jamie on Jamie's council is St. Francis, and St. Francis is known as somebody like their soul is
he's connected with animals.
Big time. He is, but Krishna. The soul of Krishna is St. Francis, came back in the life of St. Francis. So that's why, and I even said that to Jamie, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Ascended Master Willow is
another incarnation.
Another incarnation, yes, thank you.
Okay. And this time it's a cat. It could be a cat.
Maybe it transformed to be with Jamie for a while.
Right?
That shit happens.
We don't know, because we always tend to think like that beings incarnate only into one body. Mm-hmm. I had a realization probably 10 years ago when my son was 2 years old and he was at preschool, and I was like finding my way back to Jesus, like J-Man, like in a new way, like as the Ascended Master. And I was like, they keep saying he's going to come back, but how can he come back as one body, as one man? Like, there's no way that anybody would even recognize him or listen to him. They'd think he was crazy. And then I got the information, the inkling that he's coming back in, like, as, like, in all forms. Like, as a piece within, like, embodying, like, this light within people. And that's how he's coming back. And I was like, is that true? Did I really get that information? And I asked for a sign. And that day, my son came home from preschool with a heart, a red heart on his forehead that no one knew how he got it. He was like, and he was my little guy that I felt was most connected with, like, he's more connected with me with, like, the healing realms and, like, Jesus and all that. And he came home that day with this, like, it looked like a rug burned onto his forehead. And I was like, oh, shit. So it was like that like solidification, like, yeah, if Jesus is coming back, it's like, that's what Christ consciousness is, the return of Christ consciousness. It's like those ideals, the love, all of the beliefs coming back into like multiple beings. Mm-hmm. So who's to say...
This is coming into the forefront, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
Let me tell you.
Well, just let me finish this.
Okay.
Who's to say that you don't have, like, beings that in the past, they say that Moses reincarnated into, is it Moses became Jesus? Or, I can't remember, or John the Baptist or something. Like, they say that some of them,
he was
like...
John the Baptist.
Maybe, yeah. And so they say, like, that like, the Buddha was also so-and-so, or came in as somebody else. That they reincarnate. Who's to say that they're not now incarnating into, like, it's a bit like wider. It's like, because there's so many people in the world, you can't really like just have one guy walking around and make big changes anymore. Mm-hmm. You can't. So they put this like entity or these feelings into like a bunch of different bodies. And who's to say
Tanner, some dots. Thanks for the rose.
Thank you. And who's to say that Willow, whoever this Willow being is, isn't a piece of that in your cat? And they're here walking beside you while you go through this.
Yeah.
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 So, sorry, go ahead.
There are all forms of protection that are placed around those that need it for whatever it is that they are here to do.
Cats specifically are very protective energetically.
Very, very, very much so.
I actually had energetic cats. Remember I had cats in my old house?
She's a rescue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm the one. Yeah, I'm the one. Remember we were seeing cats. My daughter was seeing cats in our house energetically. for a little while. And they were like protectors because at the time there was some kind of like portal open in the house that I was in. This was like when we first started hanging out. And I didn't know how to do those things, like about those things. But there were a bunch of cats walking around in my house, like energetic, like spirit cats.
Yeah.
And they were
I
protecting.
love it when animals pick you.
Yeah.
You know?
That is
my
the
German
best.
Shepherd did that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like we were just talking about our birds.
She's my soulmate. Yeah.
Love my cats. They always make me feel better when I'm down.
Well, that's when I was younger. One of the my big experiences that I talked a little bit about on here before, but we were messing around with a Ouija board. And our cat jumped up on the Ouija board, like back hunched, and was like,
that's crazy.
Like, yeah, I was like, close it, we're done. We're done.
I had my first clairaudient experience yesterday from the cat that left us Friday. Yay!
What?
How did she come through? What happened? I don't know if you can, how much you can like fit and explain on here, but tell us. Do tell. I heard her specific hello meow. Oh, that's so beautiful.
She's like, look, Mom, I'm already back.
Here. Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. Aww. You know, a friend of mine who is an animal communicator, and her name is also Jackie, which is really funny because I used to know a couple Jackies that were animal communicators, and it became a joke. But she learned how to communicate with animals from her cat. Her cat started speaking with her, and then it got stronger and stronger, and then she learned how to communicate with all animals from there. So be open to everything, because a lot of times, like, they are our teachers, and sometimes when they transition, they teach us in a whole different way than they taught us in life. And heard a specific hello meow coming down our stairs. Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, you know, the more that you, like, I had this, what was it, a couple days ago. We've been seeing a lot of, like, Zoe hairs around here, and Zoe's been gone for just about a year now. So they're like random hairs just showing up. And the other night we were sitting on our bed, and our youngest walked in, and I think it was on him, right? It was something on him. I was like, look, it says Zoe here. She's here. And I thought, like, I was just going to be, you know, not funny, but like for my son. And I'm like, hey, Zozo. Hey, girl. I'm like, hey, baby girl, where you at?
Yeah.
And I kid you not, blew me away, okay? But with my, you know, third eye, obviously, I literally saw her come around the side of my bed, how she always does, tail wagging, face up, and I was like, holy shit, she's here. Like, I was like, she's right here. And like, I could see her. It was so, oh my gosh, it was like so surreal, like almost as if I could touch her, you know? So you call them, they're there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackie, don't try too hard, because you're like, I wasn't even thinking of her in that moment. That's why she came through.
Yeah.
So it's like, set it and forget it. I used to ask my cat has become very vocal and joins me all the time in meditation. Aww. That's awesome. I see my dog all the time. Yeah. I always say this too. I'm like, ask them to visit you in a dream. Ask them, and then just let it go. So don't have expectation, because it probably won't happen that first night. It'll happen when you completely forget about it. But I've always had, after animals have passed, I've always asked, and they always come through. And it's in a way that you just know that it's a visit, because like my dog, I could see, they'll do things to make sure you know it's them. Like, he showed up, and I was able to see only the back of him. And when you think about your pet that passed, you don't really think of their back, you think of the front of them. You're looking at their face and the front of their body. And he showed up, and it was the back of him, and I saw his like signature spot. He had a little spot on his neck. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that spot. So that was like solidification for me, confirmation, because I was like, when I think of him, I don't think of that spot. So he showed himself that way, so it would like, I would know I didn't just make that up. Mm-hmm. And then I was able to like hold him and pet him and like, you know, and you really feel them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I read this as you were talking. Aaron said that, and another big dog who I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I literally got pulled into a past life of yours, Aaron.
Oh, wow.
That was crazy.
I just got chills.
So what I saw, like, I'm reading,
Become
I'm
friends
like,
with him.
I'm like, that and another big dog who I don't know. And it was like, and I just saw you with a rifle, this huge ass rifle, in the, like, it was like snow.
I said he's huge.
Yeah, snow. Oh, wow. It's like snowy, and you had on a hat, and you're like holding this rifle, and you're coming down the tree. like holding onto the tree, and this dog's like running and has some type of animal in it, in its mouth. So Aww. It was either a hunting companion or you were a trapper or something in a past life. But dude, that dog's like, oh yeah, that dog, you and that dog, that's a soul mate.
That's so beautiful.
That dog has not left you.
He's a big protector for you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Utilize him.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Jackie said I keep seeing her out of the corner of my eye in a window where she used to sit near my desk. Aww.
That might explain my sharpshooting. Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're like, where did this come from? It's just born that way. Yeah. I didn't practice for lifetimes aiming at targets. That is amazing. Yeah. I love that. And a lot of times our pets, the ones that we have in this life, come from other lifetimes too. Like they showed up in other lifetimes, as sometimes differently, you know?
My hubby gets so mad when we play with the BB gun.
Just next time be like, don't feel bad, honey. I've been practicing for lifetimes.
Yeah.
Okay? I've had a lot of lifetimes of practice. That is too good. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I love that. Sometimes animals will walk into other animal, like pets, deceased pets too, will hop into other pets' bodies temporarily to like show themselves. Have you ever had that happen? Like with the bird.
Yeah.
I used to have my dog. I could feel my dog's energy hop into the bird's body. And it's funny because Soul has little dog tendencies. Like he will, if you hold up a toy, he'll like he's a bird, but he like wrestles with you and stuff.
Like a dog.
But there have been times where I felt him hop into Soul's body temporarily. And I'm like, is that you? And then there was like one or two times when my daughter was little that she just sat down in the middle of the living room and shredded up a bunch of tissues. And my dog used to do that. My dog growing up, he would steal tissue. That was his favorite thing to do, was steal tissues out of the trash can and shred them into pieces. And I remember seeing her do that. And I'm like, why'd you just do that? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, Jack, is that you? Jack? So like they'll come through. Yeah. This is definitely your spirit animal. My cat barks sometimes.
I thought maybe he picked it up from when we lived above a vet clinic.
Oh, our birds bark.
Yeah, I was going to say Luna.
I mean, they had a dog with them.
Yeah, Luna grew up with Zoe, but Luna barks.
Yeah, mm-hmm. That's really funny. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But who was it? When I had met my husband, my ex-husband, he had 2 dogs, and so I kind of like adopted them. They were bachelor dogs, which is what I called them. They were like not trained. They were very lazy. They were very overweight. They were just like, they were bachelor dogs. But you know, they became my babies, my family. And when the beagle died, I asked him to come and visit, but he had been really, really sick for a long time. Like he was like really weak and really sick. And a lot of times they have to go, it's like people, they go to the other side, they get their souls, they get all fixed up in the healing chambers. And then once they're like ready, then it's easier for them to visit because they can hold that vibration. And so a good friend of mine has always had dogs, like little dogs, and one would die and she'd get a new one. And then another one would die and she'd get a new one. So a year before, I think, her dog, Holly, had passed away. And I had asked Iggy, my beagle, to come visit me. And a couple days later, I dreamt that I saw Iggy run by real quick. And I followed him, and he looked like a puppy. And I picked him up. And when I picked him up, it was him, but he was in Holly's body. I saw Holly. She was a dachshund, however you say it, dachshund. She was a dachshund. And I was like, in the dream, I was showing my then husband the dog, and I was like, it's Iggy, he's in here. And I was like, say hi to him, he's in here. and I called her the next day, and I was like, Holly showed up and let Iggy use her body so he could visit. And she was like, she totally would do something like that. Like, it was so cool that again, we don't know how this stuff works, but I've also had dreams where my other dog, he would hang out for a little while, and then he told me, he was like, I'm tired, I have to go. And it was like he didn't have enough energy to sustain in that dream anymore, and he had to leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But they try. They really do. They will try. So be open to however that looks, and you just ask them to show up. One time my dog showed up for me on a tarot card. There was a Jack Russell Terrier in the middle of a tarot card. And I'm like, what are the chances of that? Like the card that I pulled. And I had just asked him to come visit me.
Hi, Lainey. I didn't even know you were in
hi.
here.
How are you? I was told I had a fox as a spirit guide. Wasn't sure until it showed up in my dream. Wow. Yeah, and foxes have a lot of like meaning too. Do you guys ever look into if you have an animal that shows up a lot? Do you ever like look up animal totems? Because you can look up spirit guides, but you can also look up animal totem, and that gives you a lot of information about what that animal represents. When I meditate, sometimes I see a cat face and lots of purple. I used to think it was a lion. Now maybe I'm thinking it's connected to what's AM Willow?
Ascended Master.
Ascended Master Willow. Okay.
Jamie, have you ever looked into like Lyrian starseeds?
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
Lainey said, "Doing well. Thank you. Only able to stay a minute."
Oh, thanks for popping in.
Oh, yay!
But you used to look them up when you, and then felt drawn to just observing their characteristics and focusing on that. That's good too. Yeah. Yeah, because animals mean different things to us. We have history. We have our own filters of what they represent. So that's a really great idea.
Lyran, Lyran, Lyran starseeds. They're feline beings. Lyrans, they come from the star system Vega. Lyra is a part of the Vega star system, and they're feline beings.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I said that right.
Feline being? Yeah.
No, Lyrans.
Lyrians or Lyrians?
Oh, did I forget the I? I'm sorry.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you.
The purple makes me feel like it is more like out of this world, like not
purple. Whenever purple shows up, it's usually it's a mark of like the divine feminine.
Yeah.
And so felines are as well. They are divine feminine.
Oh, I missed this one. That's how I feel about buffalo since I stayed on a buffalo farm a year ago with my bestie. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Buffaloes. Yeah. And it's so cool how we're drawn to different animals. Like even the animals when you're younger, you're like, I don't know. I remember friends of mine, like, I collect pigs, or like certain people, I collect certain animals, or you'll have like pictures of just love certain animals. There's a reason.
Yeah. And, so this is what I always say when it comes to animals. Is the ones that we are drawn to and that we continue to be drawn to, they are a part of your spirit family, whether that's a spirit animal or they're there to assist you because they're tried and true for you throughout your life. But pay close attention to the ones that you see on a day-to-day basis. They come in with messages all the time.
That's what Carol was just saying. I felt very connected with my fox while dealing with my divorce, sensing all the deceit.
Yes.
And a lot of times
they'll show up to let you know.
Yeah.
That happened to me in my divorce.
Yeah.
I was seeing foxes left and right.
Me too. Remember, I was seeing one was in my backyard. I lived in the middle of a city.
Yeah.
And he just showed up in my backyard and ran toward my door. And I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover my eyes and teeth. Yes, that's the same way. And when I started to come to a conclusion, we were driving down the road one day and there was a dead fox on the side of the road. And I was like, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. So pay close attention because those things matter. They matter.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
and that doesn't mean that all fox things are negative, but it's your interpretation, and that is one of the interpretations is that somebody's like doing something sly behind your back.
Yeah,
my son says he's an Arctic fox. He's always been fascinated with foxes. That's so cool. One of our kids is obsessed with sharks all of a sudden. So like, what is that showing us?
Junie says, I have dreams of tigers and lions protecting me and my family too from snakes. Oh. Now, I've had dreams about snakes too. That's like, I gotta look that one up. But or did I take them on your phone? So yesterday we got off the live and we're like, all right, let's get some lunch before we have to hop into our sessions and work and everything. And I look out front, and it's the things that catch your eye, okay? Mm-hmm. When it catches your eye, stop and take note. I look out the door, and there's a grasshopper. We don't really see grasshoppers that often. We got big mums out front that I planted last year that Lindsay got me for one of our anniversaries. Yes, we have like 5. Because we're girls. And there was one on there that we saw and we were like, wow. But anyways, yesterday I look out the window and there, right there on the front stoop of our porch is a grasshopper. So we look up grasshopper and we're like, whoa, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I posted this yesterday in our Instagram. If you guys Instagram stories, I posted a picture of this was the second one we had seen, and the picture that I posted was the first one that we had seen that was bigger. And I was able to like take a really close picture of him.
And then, did you do the bee?
Mm-mm.
Where's your phone?
You didn't take a picture of her.
I thought, yes, I did. Oh, I guess I did.
There's a bee. She's still there.
Then I go upstairs in our room.
Oh, there she is.
And this pretty little gal is on our window, just like
chilling.
I don't know if y'all can see it. A bee.
Look how pretty that looks.
I know. Wait, there's a better one. Hold on.
She's still there. I don't know if she's... Too close. I think because you got out of the picture.
See? So she's just chilling there. So I'm like... Immediately I knew. I was like, you're trying to tell us something. Mm-hmm. Like you have a message for us.
Right.
So pay close attention to those.
Yeah.
Pay close attention to those things.
Yeah. They pop
okay, that's what I wanted to look up.
Yeah, Jamie saw it. It was so cute.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I had a dream,
but not affecting it.
Right after my mom had passed away. I was 8, and we had moved into this new townhouse. Me, my dad, and my brother. And I had a dream that I was up in my dad's room on the 3rd floor in his bed, and I was like, and I was like pulling the covers up. There were snakes everywhere, all over the ground, on the dresser, everything. And it was shortly after that he got married to my stepmom, who was extremely abusive to me. So it's crazy.
Like preparation.
Yeah.
Like,
so
for you as a kid, because you didn't like fully understand your gifts, it probably was like kind of a warning, like, hey, this is coming.
Yeah. I wanted to... Okay, you can talk.
But also, I'm sure that so as a kid, especially even now, a lot of times we feel energy, sense energy, see energy, whatever, and it evokes an emotion within us that may not be like the snake itself is like the fear. It may be that... So, like, how am I trying to say this? It's the feeling that you get. So it's coming through like she was feeling the sense of this coming, like this darker evil coming into her life. And her kid interpretive mind saw it as snakes. Does that make sense? Snakes are just creepy for me. Definitely low.
I don't do snakes. Snakes are like, even looking this up and they're right there and I'm like, oh. But I think I have a lot of like past galactic wars with like reptilians, because reptiles in general I don't like.
Yeah.
And whenever I think about like I've seen reptilians, I've seen reptilians, and it's like my whole body just gets like this, like I get this like chill to the core of my being. I don't like them. Mm-hmm. I don't like them at all. But it says here, now I know this is in Jamie's, I'll get to that. I'm working my way to you, Jamie, but I did see Carol put dreaming with snakes biting.
A huge message within it. So did you already like feel like you got the message? Yeah. Because
this says what does it mean when you dream about snakes trying to bite you? It could be a wake-up call about something in your life that's been slipping from your attention, or it could be a sign that you're going to be shedding a layer of skin in some aspect of your life, which we could all use a rebirth after 2020. Okay, that's somebody's opinion. Hold on. Do.
But she was saying dreaming of snakes biting her without being affected by it.
That's I feel like, okay, Jamie, you definitely have Lyran beings. Like they are part of your starseed family. They are definitely part of yours. I would not be surprised if you're Lyran. You are on some leveling degree.
Especially being connected with the cats.
Yeah. But when I look around you, I just see all Lyran beings and Lemurians all around you. So in your dream, for them to show up protecting you and your family that's just not surprising to me at all. But because we know that about you being connected to the Lyrans, what are they protecting you from?
It makes me think of that book that I read. This book I read a couple years ago. I told some of you about it. It was called A Hypnotist's Journey to Atlantis. And it's about QHHT. This woman was going back into regressions and getting information from all these people who were alive during Atlantean times, Atlantis and Lemuria. It's a really freaking good book if you guys ever want to read it. But they talk about how some of the cat people there were cat people that like walked the earth. They were people that had been genetically like modified by the Atlanteans. They were mixing people in order to make like soldiers. They were making like superhumans, and they created these cat beings. And they were they say that there are descendants of them still on this planet. Like you have people who are born with like very cat-like eyes. Oh, were we frozen, Erin? Or were you talking about?
No, remember we were talking this morning about frozen embryos?
Oh, frozen. Oh, yeah, that's weird. There are people born with like cat-like features or feel very like drawn to cats. And it's these beings at some point were like ostracized, and they went out and they started their own, like because they were being like killed because they were like half human, half cat. And they were extremely, extremely psychic and powerful. And so a lot of parents like sent them away, their kids, like their cat being kids, away to like live out in the woods, in the wilderness somewhere, like to try to get them to survive. And they say that there are descendants of them still. So I don't know, when I was thinking about you with that, like I felt like that too, that you could be connected with that, and there could be trauma around that because there's fear of being who you are. Because of past beliefs that like you would be killed or taken out if you showed how powerful you are.
Who's this for?
This was Jamie, right?
Okay.
We were talking about the cat thing. I think it was Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just pay attention to that. I freeze when I see snakes. Gotcha. Oh, wow. Gina said I've always been drawn to cats since I was a child. Yeah.
Jamie, are you still in here? Did you hear all that? Yeah. You guys have to read that book. I loved that book. It was it explained a lot of things about like history and stuff. It was really cool. A Hypnotist's Journey to Atlantis. So good. Write down. I was told I was connected to Lyrians. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, so Gina has that connection too. Yeah. A lot of us that were a part played some kind of role, regardless of what star system we came from. But playing a role in Atlantis are back here now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the people who like perished at the time or went through that big upheaval.
The fall of
balancing that now, that karma now, and that's why a lot of us came back here at this time.
Yeah, the fall of Atlantis. Actually was supposed to be another,
attempted ascension.
Yeah, we were supposed to ascend. Those beings here were supposed to ascend, during that time, and it did not happen. And that was the fall of Atlantis. So a lot of us came in to try and make this happen, and it didn't happen. Mm-hmm.
And now we're like balancing it. We're like redoing it because a lot of the same things are happening. They're like messing with genetics. They're mixing DNA. They're messing with animals,
and
cloning.
It's crazy because a lot of light workers and starseeds have this feeling of like, I can't do this. It's bigger than me. And a lot of that it comes from cell memory, like traumas from around at the Atlantean times.
Mm-hmm. Or big fear of failure.
Yeah, big fear. Yes, really that's a big for one.
Me. Where I've had times where I've just like cried and been like, but I'm good. Like I'm
Miss
failing.
Haley,
I'm failing.
Go on. We post every day. We post our lives every day on YouTube, but we're about a week behind. So we're still posting, like one will post today, but they're about a week behind. Mm-hmm. So, but if you miss the live, you can always go on YouTube. All we ask is just click that subscribe button.
Yeah.
and like the video.
Mm-hmm. I've always been curious and interested in Atlantis and what happened.
Yeah.
Read that book, I'm telling you. Read that book. It's so good. A Hypnotist's Journey to Atlantis. I think it's on Audible. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's on Audible, and you can have it. They read it to you. Audio
Yeah.
books.
So, well, then just go on our YouTube page. It's 11:11, and look for the live that says 10:10. Because I'll post it and it'll say 10:10.
I was gonna say, are you dating all of them?
Yeah, I just started dating them.
Okay,
that
good.
way we can
refer
back to
awesome.
Yeah.
Erin always sees the 11:11.
I know, I love it.
She always pops in with
She's
it.
our little time scribe. Mm-hmm. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, well, thank you, love. Thank you. Miss Big Boss. Oh shit.
Thanks for the rose, Miss Haley. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We were talking about Atlantis.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
trumpet. Burr, 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 burr.
I see 1:11 and 11:11 every day, just about. Always look at the clock at those times. Isn't that crazy? I always look at the clock at 11 after the hour. What does that mean? Does that mean anything?
11:11 is like the humanitarian. I think if anything, like when this is just my interpretation, but I feel that if you constantly see 11 or 11:11 or like the master numbers, or if you see 999 or 99, like those types of things, it's a reminder, an indicator of you being a mission being or a purpose driven being, because it's like strikes something in our subconscious. A lot of times souls will choose numbers to appear in their life to like kind of like wake them up or know that they're on the right track. Like, hey, if you see this, you're on the right track. Or it's like breadcrumbs that will lead you to your awakening, if that makes sense. But 11:11 is like a collective number that is attached to all star seeds and light workers for sure. Yeah. That I've been told.
Carol said, I had a dream once of statues that had been underwater for centuries coming out marching to shore. It felt so real. That's really crazy. You know what's funny? Like, it was maybe a year or two ago, we did a workshop. Some of it, I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, wow, Asia.
If anybody on here was there. But we did an online workshop with some of our TikTok family, and Andrea went into a channel, and it was very unexpected. And you were like, I didn't plan to do that. And at the end, they said that things would start.
Take a salt bath.
What? Things would start with the return. They were like, and you will see these things change when Atlantis returns. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. When at the return of Atlantis, and we were all like, what?
Guys, we are really.
That?
This is such a pivotal moment. This is like what we all kind of like signed up for and coming into. You are about to see the truth of like spirituality, of this reality, of like all this truth of disclosure and everything that's coming out, meeting religion. With this war in Israel, and Lindsay and I are choosing to not follow it. We've set the intention that everything we need to know will come from it. If we are led to checking out aspects of the news and stuff in regards to it, then we will. But we try to like, that's with everything. We try to stay away from it. We just keep going into like prayer and meditation about it.
I was just led this morning. I'm like,
I know. Yeah.
Oh, can I tell that story? Because it's crazy. My mom is like super religious, but she'll like pop out every once in a while with like intuitive things and then act like it didn't happen. But she told me a year or two ago, probably 2 years ago, she said that she had a dream that my grandmother visited her. And she said, you need to tell Lindsay that she's going to be going to Israel, and tell her not to be afraid because I'll be there with her. And I'm like, so this morning, I got a friend in Israel, so I'd check in on her. I had no idea what was going on. Wow. Yeah.
This is biblical times. I mean, this is written in the Bible. Yeah. We're not going to go too much into that, but this is the end of times. Like what they're considering the end of times, but this is the return of Christ. Christ consciousness. This is where spirituality is about to link up with religion. And the truth, you talk about disclosure, like we ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
We ain't seen nothing yet. It is coming out. I just saw something the other night about freaking Statue of Liberty.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's sick. Like, it's like, I have to be so careful with that because go right into those with those souls. And I can't. But
yeah, they just said, but it's a shift, not the end. Exactly.
Right. Okay. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Spirit keeps pushing me. Like the archangels are here, and they're like keep telling me to tell this. When we were talking about it, they brought it up when we were talking about the archangels. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. They keep telling like 6 times now. They're like, say this. So whoever needs to hear this or know this, I don't know. But remember earlier in the live we were talking about archangels, or not archangels, like ascended masters who were once somebody else. That can essentially happen with angels too. And a lot of people are like, oh, that doesn't happen. Like, you know, but yes, there are angels that have come and incarnated here. And one of the, so there's many aspects of them, just like there's aspects of us, like our oversoul, if y'all know what oversoul is. If not, I can explain. But there's many aspects to us, okay? Same thing with the angels. There is an aspect of Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron was appointed to be in charge, one of the beings in charge of this ascension process. There's an aspect of
Archangel.
Thank you. Archangel Metatron's soul that is in Donald Trump. Donald Trump and Melania, is that how you say her name?
Melania or whatever.
Melania Trump are twin flames. There you go. I don't know who needed to know that, but they keep telling me like this needs to be said.
Put your I don't know hand on the screen. There you go. She's like I don't know.
I don't know. But that's what I was. Yeah. And you know what's crazy is I remember somebody saying, because I had mentioned that to somebody before, and they're like, he doesn't seem like, how in the world could he be an angel? And I'm like, could you be like, I mean, extremely powerful, yes, but could you play that role? Like you're dancing in the devil's snake pit, right? Essentially is what Trump is doing. You have to have a hell of a skin and an ego to play that role. Yeah. You know? That's what I can imagine. But it's crazy. Like I know I've seen before someone was talking about like his birth chart, and it was like insane. And I was like, that's how I started looking into it, and I started doing.
Oh, that's crazy. Rach said, did you guys hear her message the other day, Melania Trump, talking about starseed, empath, and light work? No. That's crazy.
Wow.
It was a beautiful speech. Wow. Take religion out of it and it makes sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Trump is a huge player in the ascension process.
Yeah.
Because it's literally an aspect of Archangel Metatron.
And you got that a long time ago.
Yeah, I channeled it because I was curious. After seeing his birth chart, like when he had first become president, I'm like, what is this? And then that's when the angels explained it to me.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We would love to see it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. That is really cool.
Yeah. So it's coming out, you know, it's definitely coming out. Another one who's a really big starseed, believe it or not, is Kanye West. Kanye West is another big player, and it's crazy because he, like, I remember seeing him with Donald Trump. Do y'all remember that when Kanye West was showing up with Donald Trump for a little while? That was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, Jackie's having a hard time. So, all right. A lot of what we see in the media, like, think about it. Have you ever seen a president bashed as much as Donald Trump was? Have you ever seen somebody bashed and like made out to look like a tyrant as much as he was? Because the media controls everything.
Did they do that? Did they do that to Obama?
Usually when people are trying to make change that the people that are in power don't want to see happen, they will do everything in their power to make that person look completely horrible.
Have you ever seen...
And they can do it.
Have you ever seen a president arrested on TV?
Right.
Have you ever seen a president arrested on TV? Like, it's just... They know how powerful... They know who he is. They know. And he's like... He claims that shit. You know? but they want us all to believe that he is evil and that he's creating all of this, he's the demise of America and he's this. It's all to make us not trust him, to not like him because he is so powerful.
He was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize during his presidency. He was the first president to he was actually putting things back together that were actually have been corrupt for a really long time. And they were pissed. Mm-hmm. They were pissed because he was actually stopping things. I got you guys even down to, I know everybody's the wall. He's I want to build a wall so that immigrants can't come in anymore. And this looks really bad. Guys, every immigrant that comes to the United States, the corporation that actually runs this country, the United States, at least I know some of you are in Canada, but this happens in Canada too. It's all run by, I can get into this later, but you guys are our subs. I want you guys to know this. I'm going to start preaching about it. I don't know how this is going to come out, but we're run by a corporation, not our actual founding fathers government. This is something I'm a part of. I am American state national. And this is something that I'm helping, my goal is to help bring the government back to the people. Donald Trump is doing that from the inside. He's doing it from being part of the corporation. But anyway, when he wanted to build this wall because every person that comes into America, they get money for. They get $1 million a head.
Thanks, Rach.
And so they're wanting to bring in immigrants because of this. Donald Trump was trying to stop that because it's basically like human trafficking. They're bringing these people in to use them and abuse them. And we've seen that. And it's also
because then they take them, and most of them are not here on, they're not a lot. There's so much that happens behind the scenes, y'all. Mm-hmm. And it really is about human trafficking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a lot that it's been made to look really bad, but there's actually it's been an attempt to rebalance order. And guys, if you want to learn more about it, because this is something that's coming up for me, and I'm hearing in my head, I'm start teaching, Lindsay, start teaching, and I'm I'm scared. But
you've been studying this for 2 years now.
Yeah, I've been studying American state nationals. There's a woman on TikTok. What's her name? Her name is something Mama, Sovereign Mama. Check her out, Sovereign Mama. She teaches this stuff.
That's not who you learned it from, though.
No, it's not. But she is actually recommended as somebody a good go-to on social media.
Oh, okay.
So, but guys, we're owed freedom. And we're not living in freedom. And part of all this stuff crumbling is because it's being restored. Our freedom is being restored. And in that, we also have our birthright is abundance. Mm-hmm. That's on a spiritual level, but also on a physical level. We are supposed to be abundant. We're not supposed to be fighting so hard to make a living, to move our way up. It's all a sham.
This is not political by any means.
No,
it's actually, you all know, this is just, it's okay, so.
Exactly, Gina.
Have you all heard the term sovereign being? We are sovereign beings. That is our birthright from source, from creation, that we are to live free and abundant and have health and prosperity and have food. And we come here and we're able to live and grow and evolve. And, we have the right to clean air. We have all of it. But here's the thing.
It's the way the earth was designed. It's the way that it was designed. And free energy. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we don't have those things because there were things that were put in place that basically to pull the wools. How do you say that thing? I don't even know how to say
the wool over. If anybody is interested, I can send you a webinar that explains all of this and get you started on
But this is all going to come out in disclosure too.
It's all going to come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing, there's actually going to be reparations for this, similar to it's they actually owe us money, and it's actually they've been working on it for 25 years, these people behind the scenes.
I'll give you one. Look up the term straw man.
Yeah.
Look up straw man. Mm-hmm. Every single one of you has a straw man, and you have a straw man account.
Straw man account, yeah. But if you guys want information, let me know, because there's a lot of information out there, and I'm connected to people who are very genuine and are also bringing spirituality back along with the rightful freedoms that we are owed. So just message me and I'll send you information, okay? And what did they do to him? Oh, Nikola Tesla, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. was trying to do, what did they do to him? So not to get too like conspiracy, but like this stuff goes hand in hand. When you start to take back your power, you have to take back your power everywhere. Okay? Yes, thank you, Gina. The minute you're born and you get a social security number, you're a bond. Thank you, Gina.
You're a bond, and you're brought into the corporation.
There is a way out of it. There's a way out of it. You can call back. You have to. It's called the SESKV Act of 1616. They did this in England. And then they brought it here. And it was a way to say when you're born, you're actually, I don't want to get too far into it. They tag your entity onto your placenta. Then they dispose of your placenta and say that you died. And that they get custody of your estate. So everything that you own actually belongs to them until you come back and say, "Hey, I'm alive," and then it becomes yours. I just did all the paperwork to do that, and you can too. Okay?
They literally take your placenta. They take your birth certificate.
I'm glad you know about this, Gina.
Your birth certificate is actually considered your death certificate.
Yeah, it's a death certificate.
And everything is mailed to the Vatican.
Yeah.
It's pretty...
Yeah. But there is light on the other side. If any of you, if this freaks you out...
But you know what? You can...
scared,
and with this, what you do is you can call... You can... They have what is called baby deeds. Right? Because technically, in this realm, your children aren't your property overall. Right? They say they're a property of the United States. Once they get that birth certificate and that Social Security... Then they become owned by the state. I mean, by the United States corporation. But a baby deed is like basically saying that
I own my baby.
I own my baby, and there's nothing they can do to you. Present that. There's nothing they can do.
CPS can't come after you anymore either. Gina, we need to talk. The court's done in maritime law. Thank you. Yeah, there are different jurisdictions. There's the air. Guys, I just learned this.
So it's, let's we don't want to feed steak to babes, but because it is a lot, we don't want to overwhelm you guys.
But let me just tell you this. Law, the word law stands for land, air, water. They're the jurisdictions. It's like an acronym. Land, air, and water. And so we have jurisdictions over the land, over the water, over the air. And you're right, Gina. They do everything as if we are on the ocean and everything goes, basically. But you have to come back to the land. Gina, let's talk because I want to know what you're doing with this and see what information we can share. Let's try to leave here collectively. LOL. I think they would try to stop us. A judge told my brother once to get his head going. If it wasn't for me, you'd be lost at sea. Oh, wow. That's interesting. It's so funny because they use wording to keep you there. But I just want to circle this back around. The reason that this came up was because we are talking about wars and we're talking about things out of balance. And I just want everybody to know that there are a lot of people that are doing good in the world to balance this back out. If you want to know some of them, message me and I'll hook you up with them. And they actually have power and they're actually because we're in the right as sovereign beings, we're in the right. And this is happening in countries all over the world where the power is starting to shift. It's just so under the surface because most of the people who are playing out the corruption don't even know that it's corrupt. Mm-hmm. It's been happening for so long. Think the people who work in our courts, they don't know what they're doing. They think they're doing the right thing. So it starts at the top, the very, very top of the people who are doing the corruption. And then everybody has to be educated. But there are people doing the right things, okay? So if you're interested, message me and we can talk further. I can give you some really good information because I am a sovereign being. I just finished my paperwork and I'm trying to now spread this because it goes hand in hand with spirituality. We need to be free in all areas. And that is our birthright to be free. Mm-hmm. So freedom from the power that you hold over yourself by your limiting beliefs. This is something that we do, but also freedom from all of the things in the world that are keeping us from being ourselves.
Asia said, I believe it because I'm surprised at the things being exposed. Mm-hmm. It's all coming out. It's all coming out. And this is not a new time thing. A lot of people are doing it under the scenes. People are becoming more vocal about it now. Becoming a state national, and doing the paperwork and moving forward. And it's been happening for a long time. People have been doing this under the radar. But now it's becoming more mainstream. Like you can look this up on TikTok and you're going to find a million things people talking about returning back as a state national. And not under the United States corporation. You know, these are not things, this is not reasons to do it, but like when you return back to a state national, like you don't pay taxes. You don't have, like, you don't pay taxes. You don't do, like, because you're not a part of this corporation. So you're not following under those things.
Yeah. Corporate taxes are only for people who are who either live in the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C., or who are employees of the United States corporation.
Yeah. In the United States corporation, it's funny, like, you'll know, like, if you're considered an employee, your name will be in all caps. Your name's never in lowercase.
So every bill that comes in the mail that is in all caps is mailed to your entity. It's not mailed to you.
Yeah.
It's mailed to the entity that they've assigned to you that is your corporate name.
Yeah.
Trump is trying to get us away from the corporation. That's why they don't like him. Yes, exactly.
He's actually trying,
Yeah. Yeah, Gina?
Yeah, he's like...
I'm so glad you know about this stuff. I'm like, because this has been coming up. I had some clarity come through the other day, and I'm like, it's time to start teaching this stuff. But it's so intricate that it's hard to fully, like, it's so intricate. It's hard to teach it, you know?
I told her, I was like, maybe we should start another channel, and
I
you
was
could
thinking
just
that
do
too.
that on that channel.
I know. I was thinking that. But yeah, it goes hand in hand with spirituality. It's like the same as you want freedom, like with our diets, like everything, like the chemicals are pumping into us, like all that stuff, like it's all like goes hand in hand. And a lot of this comes from corruption.
I would subscribe to that one too.
Yay. A lot of it comes from, they keep us sick so that we keep buying the medicines. It's just a big vicious circle. And a lot of us like taking back our power. That's why they tell you like that, like, giving birth, like home births are unsafe. It's why they tell you that colloidal silver will turn you blue. It's why they, like, all these things that they put out there, they're like, Teresa Caputo is a fake. Like, in the media, they like, because they don't want you to know how powerful you are and that they've been doing all this stuff to keep you small. They actually work for us. The corporate government was hired by the actual government, and that's what the Constitution is. The Constitution is a contract. They are subcontractors. They work for us. And until we take our name back and come back to the land and say, hi, I'm alive and I'm ready to run my government again, then we can't tell them what to do, but we're starting to.
Yeah.
So there is hope. I just want you guys to know there's hope, and it's changing. And that's why people are pissed. People are getting pissed everywhere.
There's a lot of good things out there. Just know there is so much more good happening than the bad.
Yeah.
Like what you know what I mean? So.
But it's like with anything, it always gets worse before it gets better, because you have people just getting pissed off and like rearing their ugly head, trying one last ditch effort because they know they're wrong. They know they're wrong, and they do like have to fix it. And it is starting to get fixed. So there was actually the common law government of the United States actually passed a law, their first law since the 1860s, because this all started in the United States after the Civil War. They passed their first real law, real solid law, and guess what it was for? It was to state that you could not call someone who was vaccinated with we'll just call it the V in this past few years. They wanted to propose that anybody who received the jab, was now considered, because there was mRNA in it, that they're now considered genetically modified.
Transhumans.
And they're called transhumans, and therefore they don't have natural human rights. And the common law government, the real government of the United States, came in and passed their first law to say you can't do that. So they are making changes. Witchcraft is illegal in PA, but the get a groundhog to tell them the weather. yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, and it's crazy because it's all based around like satanic rituals and like weird like old pagan things that like don't have any heart underneath of them, you know? Like it's all like based in rituals and ceremonies, and everything they do is ceremonies. It's all very like reptilian. Yeah. So, well, I'm glad we got on this tangent.
Now, from like the spiritual aspect, that's something we could probably do on a sub Tuesday. If you guys like, we could talk about, we could channel that stuff too. I'm like just saying that I learned a lot of not the more and more spiritual side of getting the understanding how things got the way that they were. And I learned a lot of that through the archangels just because I asked a lot of questions. I'm like, I wanted to know everything. Like, sorry, this is just funny. I'm going to add it in. But like at the beginning of my awakening, when I first, like when I had that out of body experience, and then Archangel Raphael showed up and was talking to me, I think it was that night, I was asking all these questions. And he was like, I said to him, now tell me, is the Bible real? And he was like, that is for a later date, beloved. That is for a later date. I'm like, I want to know right now, is the Bible real? Right? So that was 10 years ago. I've learned so much because I just asked. I'm like, I want to know. And that's where I learned a lot about the star systems and the beings and like what has taken place here and all that stuff. Yeah.
I had a message come in years ago that the Bible, the reason that it is and the reason that it's also been misinterpreted and changed and morphed and all of that is because it's on a spiritual level, it's meant to be open to interpretation. Because that contradiction, like of one person sees it this way, other sees it this way, has been like a catalyst for change and growth, for like us to separate and then therefore come back together, which is similar to the whole like creation story of like, or like us separating from God and then like us finding our way back. It's like synonymous with that, which that part I just pulled out of my ass. But but that's why it is what it is. And so there are so many interpretations it's supposed to be that way. Because if it was one legit straight thing, there would be no controversy and it wouldn't have got, remember, when we're comfortable, when everything's very like straightforward, we don't grow. So that helps us to grow.
Yeah. Real quick, because I know we got to wrap up here shortly.
Yeah, but everybody's saying I'd love to hear more about it. So were you guys talking about like Andrea's
I think
spiel on that?
Jackie, it seems a little like more, she was like, I would stick to Sub Tuesday because it's a huge deal. It needs to be eased into.
Yeah.
So it is a lot. It's,
It's a decodable book, been revised 66 times.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because like the angels, I'm like, what is it? What I've been told, they said the book is what you would consider this is called what we call the silver lining now. But after asking that and learning over the years, like, okay, what exactly is this? According to my counsel and the archangels that I channel, they said this is not what is here now is not what was written and left then.
Yeah. And they find new parts of it all the time.
Yeah.
Like the Dead Sea Scrolls were new. Like the isn't the Book of Enoch they say should have been in it. Yeah.
Yes, because
2,000 years ago, and it comes from perspective of men.
Because this is the thing. It has been used to turn and to be okay. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna tell you all.
Oh, thank you, Jackie. No, we're not gonna dive totally into this right now. It just came up.
The Bible is not meant to be a religious book. It's actually scripts from the Akashic records. Ooh. Earth is a living library. It's able to sustain life from many different planets. And a lot of planets and beings would bring things here to Earth to store them because there was a lot of war and things that were happening on other planets. And if they wanted to protect a certain species, if they wanted to protect a certain type of like animal or energy or so on and so forth, it was brought here. So a lot of things were kept as like scribes. What was taking place, what we needed to remember in the future, what, and so on and so forth. And then when we were stripped, our DNA, like, this is getting too intense. I don't know if I should go this far into it. I don't know. The angels are like, continue, beloved. I'm like, I don't know.
We're getting a little raw here today.
I know we are.
This
I don't
is
know
not
why
our
we're
norm, guys.
She was like, let's go.
It has to come out at some point, I guess, because it's all part of it, So, and take everything with a grain of salt. Like,
go. Y'all want to hear it?
If it's too much for you, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't.
Continue.
Right? Okay.
Do it. All right, y'all. Here we go.
You guys are so
Here we go. Get on the magic school bus.
I love Sub Tuesday.
I know. Everyone buckled up. All right. Let me. So, where'd I leave off at?
The DNA something.
Okay.
I'm on the bus, Gina said.
All right. So someone, a certain type of beings. Okay, certain type of beings. Oh, we got a subscriber.
They do love us. They do want to hear us.
Hello, Danielle.
Welcome, Danielle.
Guys, we have a new friend. Welcome him in.
Danielle's probably like sitting there like, I can't keep quiet any longer. I need to get in this conversation. We're so happy to have you.
Tribe, everyone throw some hearts in this.
Yeah, welcome.
Throw some hearts. Throw some hearts.
And guys, just when we,
I'm here for it.
Yes, we
welcome
love it.
in.
We're so happy to have you.
Welcome home.
When we reach 33, we're going to do another raffle, okay? So we got 9 more. Let's do this. Yay. Thank you, everybody, for the welcome for Danielle.
All right, so.
Love it.
Okay, so all right, so Earth being a living library, things were brought here. Oh, God. Guys, we don't have all day. They're like, provide some examples. Okay, so water beings, okay? A lot of them, like whales, orcas, like whether y'all believe it or not, there's mermaids in these waters. There's mer beings in these waters, okay? Dolphins, so on and so forth. They all come from Sirius. All right. Then you have certain ones that come from Chiron, through Orion's belt. You have like the grasshoppers. You have mantis beings. Okay. Excuse me. Then there's like certain
octopus. They've actually said are alien. Like scientists have said they're alien.
Yes,
they can have no idea how they got here.
This beautiful planet, Gaia. This beautiful planet is just holds life for all other beings along our system, our galaxy. So Earth is on what is considered a supernova highway. Okay. Supernova highway of the galactic like cosmos. So wherever you go and you get places, this was crazy when oh my God, when my council taught me this, whoo, it was crazy. I started learning a lot of this from like star family and star beings that I started channeling. But how you get around is there's pockets, there's loops, there's portals. You pop in those, okay? Earth is one that is on that pocket, that portal. It's considered the supernova highway of the galaxy. So you just pop in. It's almost like a train station. Like think Harry Potter, okay? It's like you get on the train station and then you pop up, like you just pop in wherever it is that you need to go. There were beings that came here that left. They were actually kicked out of their star system. I'm not going to name, like, just think like Dracos, reptilians. You can look them up. Okay. So they came here and started to enslave the human beings. Human beings, okay, are another extraterrestrial, right? Because they lived on this planet. They helped. This is Gaia's children. Okay. At one point, they had 12-strand DNA, fully connected to the mother and the father, connected to the planet, all abilities online, everything. There's no such thing as junk DNA, people. We don't have junk DNA.
The body isn't that dumb.
We do not have junk DNA.
The body is extremely intelligent. Why wouldn't it use all of this
junk DNA was turned off. They literally genetically manipulated the human species to shut off 90% of their DNA, to dumb them down. We went from 12-strand DNA to a 2-strand DNA. Okay? That DNA holds all of your cell memory. It holds your past lives. It holds your abilities. It holds your authenticity. It holds everything. Everything. The reason they did that was so that they could take advantage and take from this planet, take over this planet. Now, here's the trick. Earth is a free will planet. Mother Earth, like when you come here, it is free will. You have the right to choose for yourself. And therefore, when they came in with the Council of Nine, the Galactics, the Federation, all of them said, because this is universal law, this is a source law, okay? You have to tell them. They can choose to follow you if they're going to follow you, but you must make it known the truth. You cannot hide anything from them. They must know. Fast forward to now, where we're at. This is how we know. This is how we find things out.
Hollywood.
Simpsons.
Yeah, The Simpsons.
Okay. When they're about to try things, they'll release a movie, Independence Day, like 10 years before. They download stuff like in our subconscious, and that's their way. They're like, okay, well, I told you. I told you. The other things, like even down to like some of the stuff we were just talking about, to know that it's a corporation. It's not, there's a part where it's like Inc. United States Inc. Why do people never question that? The Inc. behind the United States. This is a business? Is this a business? People don't like this, and there's so much that is presented to us, right? Look, you go in, and I'm gotta be really careful with saying this, but you go into the doctor and they're like, all right, this is what you need. Let's do this. You ready? Go ahead and just sign right here. Well, I want to read. Oh, we can print this off for you later and you can read it later. Just go ahead and sign so we can treat.
Same thing.
Do you know what you're signing? Do you know what you're signing? Before they want to jab you with anything, they're like, if you can ask for the insert upon request, but
they're not going to freely give it to you.
Yeah, they're not going to freely give it to you, but it's available.
It's available.
It's
so
available.
They can't say they didn't tell you. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Right.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how things are hidden. That's why you see in the way that they have shifted the book, this scribe, everything is meant to be symbolic. That is the way that the universe creates with you, is through symbols and through telepathy and through everything is that way. Why would we be any different? You're out there looking up what the freaking grasshopper means on your doorstep because it's a sign. It's a symbol. Everything is symbolic because that's how we create. We source the spirits, the realms. They don't talk.
Yeah.
Because words are spells. That was created. This language was created, you guys. That's not how source connects. It's telepathic. It's through energy.
Ask anybody who's ever had a near-death experience. Every single person says, and they spoke to me through my mind. Mm-hmm. Every single one. And
they'll use words that you know, right? If you know them. But they can also use light language. I remember when I started spontaneously channeling light language one day, I was like, what the hell is this? And I had to start looking it up. And now, I can speak light language all day long.
And English is the hardest language. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
breathe.
Sorry. So with that being said, that's why you always hear or see in the spiritual community, stay present. Be present here right now. Look, you see it in the Bible. It in where it says, you guys don't get on me for this because I know I'm not going to remember word for word, but where Jesus is like, seek and you shall find. Seek the truth. Ask
and and it shall be given, or something.
Yeah.
Ask and it shall be given. Yeah.
Look for it. Mm-hmm. And the reason he's saying that is because it's right there. The truth is right there, but you have to find it. And when he's saying find the truth, it's the truth of what is real. What is real and what isn't.
What is authentic.
Yeah.
I do want to throw in too that, because a lot of you may feel like when she's talking about the DNA strands being turned off, it feels like you're battling upstream. When I was working with Dr. Eric Pearl, who teaches reconnective healing, he founded this and he teaches it all over the world. When he started doing it, this method of healing was brought to him. he started receiving channeled messages, and they started to tell him, you're connecting strings, you're connecting strands. And he was like, what is that? What do you mean strings and strands, strings and strands? And they kept telling him over and over. He was getting channeled messages through his clients. They were opening their mouths and speaking. You're connecting strings, you're connecting strands. DNA. So the energy work that we're doing and the work on ourselves is reconnecting the strings and the strands. So we are coming back online, which is why as we evolve, we are able to connect more spiritually, intuitively, and with our natural gifts, and also with our authenticity. So it is happening. You're not stuck in this card that we were dealt with. You're not stuck here. You're already doing it, all of you. Okay?
And that's what you have to remember is you are not your body. You're the spiritual being inside your body.
You connect more with that essence, and the rest falls back into alignment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can help you do that. Mm-hmm. All that to say, let us know. Yeah.
It's just a meat suit.
It's just our vehicle. We've got to take care of the vehicle, though. Got to take care of the vehicle.
But there's a lot of us now, hence let's fast forward. Human beings are waking up. But that is why all of us starseeds and light workers are here, was to raise this vibration and start to break down and disassemble the matrix, which is what was placed over all of these beings enslaved for millennia. And so all of that is changing now. There's been 4 attempts of ascension here on Mother Gaia. And they all fell through. This is the 5th attempt. And this was the one where, and again, this comes from my counsel and the information number 5. That I've gotten personally, and it's just that this is the last and final attempt. She is finally chosen because she did. Mother Gaia, again, this freaking planet, y'all. This is a being. Think of Moana. Okay. Once again, put in movies. It's put in movies. It's right there. It's right there. This has to do with the Book of Enoch and everything else. Mother Gaia is a being. These are her children, okay?
Better pick up the phone when she calls, right?
She has chosen to not evolve because she doesn't want to leave her children behind. They weren't waking up. The humans were not waking up. They weren't waking up. They was too enslaved. Like it was not working. Hence why we came in Atlantis. We came 4 times. This time, she can't wait any longer. She can't. She has to ascend. As the body, this astral body that she is, she has to ascend. So she is now ascending as well. And it's like, you're either on it or you're not. And this time she's like, collectively, we were pulled in. I know this, you really want to blow y'all's minds. 2008. In 2008, I don't know the exact date. I never asked the exact date, but we were all basically, and I didn't find this out until 2013. But 2008 was when my twins were born. And there was something that took place. I know there was a big stock market crash. There was all this other stuff. But at some point, we were on a tilting thing where it wasn't going exactly how it was supposed to be going. We were all pulled in on a soul level to like literally be checked in at like a hearing. We went into a sleep, like we were taken down. All right, time was freaking paused. We all went down. We slept for 3 days and 3 nights. This shit's in the Bible too. You want to get technical? We all slept for 3 days, 3 nights. And they said, we all had to decide. You're either going to ascend or you're not. Because at this point it's going. So if you're not, you choose, and it's all through love. It's all through love. If your soul wasn't ready, then they said, okay, then you start to pick where you're going to go. Okay? The last final send-off, check-off for that shit was 2020. Why do you think all these people are like, all of a sudden, all these people are starting to die off? Doesn't mean that they're choosing to go somewhere else. Some of them did. Some of them are already hopping over to the new earth. Mm-hmm. Like, this shit is real, y'all. The reason we're here is because we are, like, we have to make sure, I don't want to say make sure that we don't get stuck here, but we're all here cleaning up the rest of it. Like, come on. We're grabbing them. People are waking up. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone that we meet, it's like, you choose. You can't push a soul to do it. But when that soul's ready, it's like you wake them up. Boom. They're over there. We're here to the end. We are here to the end. But there are so many starseeds, light workers, people, souls that have chosen that are already over there on this new earth, which is right here, but it's on another frequency. So
it's like Judgment Day. They're like,
y'all wearing your tinfoil hat, because I feel like I'm like,
but that is Judgment Day. That's what they say is Judgment Day, but they say it as a day. But it's like a whole. What you just explained is that it's like here's the vibration. You're gonna take it or not. You're gonna take it or leave it. Do you want it or not? Are you choosing to ascend in this lifetime, or are you gonna stay put? You know, and everybody's soul will choose. Everybody's soul chooses, but it's not like a day long thing. It's like this has been years. 2008 was when you and I both started waking up. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
2008 is when I started waking up, because that's when I started with my health problems and looking for another way, because I wasn't getting answers. And you had...
That's when I had my first like conscious awake, where my memory wasn't stripped of being visited by ETs. And that memory wasn't taken away. And then that kind of like...
Yeah. And 2020 is when we came together as twin flames. So like the energy, it was like we were working on ourselves since 2008. Yeah. We met in 2018, 10 years later. Yeah. And they were like, now you're ready for each other. You've been working on yourselves for 10 years. You're ready for each other. And we're like, thought we had been.
But think about how many people's lives have changed since 20. See? Rachel said, I woke up in 2020 and it's been a rapid awakening.
Yeah, it's super fast.
It's time. Like, it is time.
That was the message we got. The time is now.
The time is now.
The time is now.
And, like, we did all the work setting on ourselves, and then they said the time is now for us to come together. When we came together, we had our rapid growth, learning all of these things in which we teach now. Right? But they said they're coming. The people are coming. Too. They're waking up. They're waking up left and right. And that is why we are here. And it's so crazy, because this is why, like, when we stepped into this, we get on here every single day to connect with you guys and anybody else that is going to come in. And it's just sharing truth and sharing love. Whatever that person does with it, they do. But we are contracted with souls, and those souls are going to find us, and we have to be here to show up. And that can be really scary. That can be really freaking scary. It's scary for us sometimes, like, woo, oh my God, are we going to make it? Are we going to, and then it all starts to come together, and we have to trust that. So keep that in mind too. Y'all are all sitting here. If you're being called to do things, whether it's leave a relationship or it's to leave your job, to start a new job, to add these things, to step out, to start speaking your truth. Start listening to that stuff, because this is reality. What we're talking about here today, this is reality.
And there are literally beings who depend on you to be woken up as well.
Yeah.
So when you come back to your true authentic self, the more you connect with who you are, the more you spread your light in whatever way, shape, or form that is. Think about it. Like, on days where you feel completely human, and you think about the fact, like, I just couldn't get it together today. I couldn't look at yourself in the freaking mirror, right? And remember that you were put here.
Yeah, I agree, Danielle.
You charted to come here. You're like an ambassador from another place. And you came here with full fucking confidence that you could make big change. You came in to clean up a mess. Like, look at how big you are. Stop and look at how big you are. When on the days when you're like, the kids are acting up, the house is falling apart, this is my job, is blah, blah, blah. Stop and, like, that's why we always say, remember who you are. You literally chose to come here. You're like, because it was child's play for you. You're like, I know I'm like big time, in the star system. And you're like, okay, yeah, Earth, I'll come here and help you clean up your mess. You're like, I know, I got it. Now here we forget how fucking amazing we are. But, like, think for a second and remember how badass you have to be to do that.
Absolutely,
how confident
Jackie.
You have to be. That's
Absolutely.
who you are. That's why the government's trying to shut down TikTok.
They are trying to shut down TikTok.
Because it's the biggest spreader of information.
Yes, it is rapidly spreading wildly. Yeah. Okay? Tell me why there's there's actually different sides of TikTok that aren't allowed to cross? Do you know China, Japan, Asia, they have their own TikTok. They're not allowed to come over here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's some people that get through, but
I have to get going, because is Valerie still on here? Valerie, we have a session in 30 minutes. Girl, we gotta go. I gotta go. You gotta get ready.
They don't want us to come together. They don't want us to come together.
Right.
But you know what? You have to remember, the biggest, this battle, what we're doing, this battle is fought with love and truth. And authenticity. We talked about this yesterday. That's why I'm saying, step into who you are. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Step into who you are.
And if not for you, do it for humanity.
Stop trying to fight it. Yes, it's scary. It's fucking scary, y'all. It is. When you think about how am I going to make it in this 3D world? How am I supposed to be this magical freaking creature and live this life? It's set up and designed for you to do that because you're here to do a damn job. You're here to do a job, and you are here to show up, and you are here to spread your light by just being you. You don't have to run and save anybody. That perception too is skewed that we learned. Be you. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. Trust in yourself. Light yourself up. Light up. Because that's all you have to do, just being around people. You're going to start waking them up. And they're going to start seeking truth. And then they're going to find, they will. What is for you will never be held from you. You can't miss it. So these people will wake up. They will come across the people that they contracted to be in their life. Every single one of you has contracted us to come into your life. Every single one of you. It is just how it's meant to. This is how it works.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
Supposed to be in ours.
Just be who you are. Yeah, the part that they keep saying, I just need to get across is, it is so scary. How am I going to support myself? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? We fought that same thing. How are we going to make this work? We have 5 kids. We have 5 kids. And every time we try to step outside of what we're supposed to do when there's fear, it never works. It never works. It's like, no, it's go time. This is what you're supposed to do. And you just need to trust, which is going to be a part of this podcast episode that's coming out on Friday. Yeah. It just comes. It just comes. And it comes in all different shapes, forms, fashions, and style. There's times, look, one time when things were really tight over the summer and we did not have the funds to do anything extra, right? We started crying, boo-hoo, 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 because we just want to be able to do for our kids what our ex-husbands are doing, because they the fun ones, right? We were just we just want to be able to do something with them. We want to be able to take them out and do something fun. We do the parks. We do all the other stuff. But we got sucked up periodically in that materialistic world. We can't provide this for them. What happens? Boom. Someone calls us up and was here, come on, let's go to the movies. Paid for all of us to go to the movies and popcorn and everything else. That's your counsel coming and say, we got you.
Yeah.
Don't judge how it comes through. Just know that when you step into who you are and what you're meant to do, just following it step by step, everything that you need will be provided for you.
Exactly.
Hands down. So just remember that.
I do have to hop off because
yes, I know.
We have a reading.
Invitation to the rescue.
Things are find money.
Yes.
Yeah. Lemire invitation to the rescue. Yeah. Let's get to work.
Yeah.
Get to work.
We got this.
Excited. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Valerie. Yeah.
All right. We got to hop off here because she's got a session.
Yep. Valerie, I will see you in less than 30 minutes. So
yeah.
Get yourself together.
You're welcome.
I think, honestly, Valerie, for whatever reason, I feel like this is a good segue to our session. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to work with you.
Always
so I'll see you in a little
way.
bit. Yes.
Yeah.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for all of you who stayed on for this.
Love you.
This was a little
Danielle,
bit different
welcome
today.
to the family.
Danielle, welcome. Yeah.
We are here Monday through Friday, 10-ish a.m. to 11:30
a.m. ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're here Monday through Friday. We love you guys so much.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
All right, bye.